Hello, my name is Travis Bean, and on this channel we talk Kanye West. You guys haven't seen me in a hot second, have you? I was off on vacation actually, and I know Chris usually does most of the videos because he's a madman that can make 10 in one night. But I'm back, I'm here, and I'm going to play a little catch up with Kanye news. And I noticed that one thing Chris hadn't covered that's sort of in the news is that Kim and Kanye might be back together, which I don't know. I don't really buy into that idea. And it's a lot of like tabloidy websites that are posting things like that. But I thought it would be interesting to cover just because, I mean, in this channel, we mostly cover Kanye in an artistic sense, and we talk about his music and the things that are going on in his life that affect his music. And I do think everything that's going on with Kim right now does affect it. Based on the fact, Kim and Kanye's kids have been at the shows. The album's about Donda and about the lessons Donda teached him and what that means to him as a father, as somebody who's losing his family. As he talked about on the song "Never Abandon Your Family," it's all wrapped up into the album. So I do think it's important to at least talk about and see what these sort of tabloidy magazines are posting. What caught my attention here was BuzzFeed News, which, as far as like tabloidy places go, they're usually pretty reliable. Speaking as a journalist and looking at the sort of news coverage they do, this extends to the entertainment news, where they're not the kind of people that just like post random stuff from sources like we see with People and E, which we will talk about in a second, both of those publications. BuzzFeed News, though, they usually have really interesting takes on things, and I think they generally have a much more objective, just a more reasoned approach. So here we see Kim Kardashian posted a cryptic quote about love on her Instagram story just days after she reunited for lunch with Kanye West following his reported split from Arena Shake, which is also something we did not talk about in this channel, that Kanye and Arena are apparently done, which again is interesting given just the theme of the album and how Kanye is trying to maintain this relationship with Kim because he still wants to be a father to his children, a good father. So I thought it'd be interesting to at least look through this article and see what they're talking about. So Kim posted to her Instagram a cryptic post to her story. Time is too valuable to be wasted on anything less than love, good vibes, and happiness. Which was extremely out of character for Kim, who's previously gone on record to say that people who share quotes on Instagram have major issues. that made me laugh. I love Kim, but she is like truly a social media like pop culture star. I don't know. It's something I'm not really into and pay attention to, but I just think that's funny. So they're saying that what could have prompted this message was that she has had a string of recent interactions with Kanye West, which we know about because she has shown up at the listening parties and everything with the kids. She posted this where she was listening to test mix of Donda in her car, which is great. She's being very supportive of Kanye. Like, we love seeing the nice relationship, the amiable relationship they've maintained. And they met for lunch last Thursday at Nobu, which was the first time they had been seen together alone by, paparazzi, by people out in public, since they filed for divorce in February, which again is very nice that they're on good terms. And this happened just after Kanye had supposedly broken up with Arena. So obviously, publications like BuzzFeed News are going to see that and, speculate, which is fine. I don't know if it means anything. I doubt they're back together. That's kind of like the overall take I'll overlay over this entire thing is like, I don't think they're back together. I don't think they need to be back together for where Kanye's at and the direction he's heading. I think more about what Kanye's talking about in the album and him reflecting on his experience of losing his family, which really just means like losing the everyday family, like being able to come home to that family and have that rock in your life. He's losing that. But I also think part of the album is about looking forward and still becoming a great parent and being a good person in the world like your mother was. So I don't think necessarily any of this has to mean they're getting back together, because how could he be a good dad if they're not back together? Like, that's not true. So anyway, but on to more speculation from BuzzFeed News. Let's see, the listening parties. Yeah, they were all there. And then this caught my eye because I saw this in a few different places. So the track Love Unconditionally, which I thought this song was called Never Abandon Your Family, which is what here the Donda tracklist tractor has called it, Never Abandon Your Family. When you go to Genius, it's called Never Abandon Your Family. But as I saw here on the U.S. Sun, the Sun, which we know isn't very trustworthy, they're more one of those places that uses sources and you can never quite trust them. They both, the Sun and BuzzFeed News says that he's changed his lyrics between the first listening party and the second listening party for this song, Never Abandon Your Family. And in the second version of it, he pleads for Kim to come back to him, which I had trouble finding footage of the second listening party. I mean, I watched it live. I don't remember Kanye saying that. And when I look through the lyrics, I don't see anything about Kanye saying, come back to me. We have here, you see in quotes, come back tonight, baby. Come back tonight, daddy, please, which are in quotes. Like, people are saying this to Kanye to come back, which I assume means, he was off away in Wyoming for several months and not at home every day. I kind of thought that's what he meant, or more of a symbolic mental, like, dad, come back. Like, where are you? Like, it's him expressing all of these fears and stresses he has in his life, which is how I took it. But I have not been able to really find that he says, come back to me, darling, like saying that to Kim, which BuzzFeed News here is taking as evidence that Kanye like wants her to come back and now they could be getting back together, which with the Chicago show coming up, you could see all of this colliding all at once. Like, they're saying that, like, oh, the Chicago show, the final show before Donda releases, like, you're going to see Kim and Kanye be back together, which I don't think is true. And even, I hate to say not as interesting because, of course, I just want what's best for Kanye. And if him and Kim are getting back together, that's awesome. But every signal I've gotten from Kanye and just the whole theme of the album and him carrying on Donda's legacy, like, I don't think it's really important for Kim and Kanye to get back together to fix it. I don't think it would necessarily fix anything. Kanye's clearly on a new path and trying to find himself, and I think him and Kim will make it work no matter what. But obviously, people are going to latch onto this idea that they are getting back together. In a subsequent song, Kanye even suggested that Kim was still in love with him, rapping the lyrics, time and space is a luxury, but you came here to show that you're still in love with me, which I don't think, again, means like the kind of love like we have to be together. Like, they love each other, and that's why their relationship is going to stay good, and they want it to be good for the sake of their kids. And then, yeah, she referenced Kanye in a Instagram post after the listening parties, which, again, I think more just showing that, like, we're on good terms. But it could also be that they're back together. Who knows? The tabloids needed to be maybe they're back together, but that doesn't really mean that at all. And then they talk about how she went on the Kristen Bell's podcast and says how she doesn't care about likability anymore, that Kanye taught her to, like, not care about what people think about her, which, of course, like, Kanye would teach you if you were with him for that long. And yeah, so the rest is just kind of speculation. They could be together, they could not be together. And then, of course, you see both People and E writing about this, and they both seem to definitively say they're not back together. People really isn't trustworthy at all. They're a joke. They just use unnamed sources for literally all of their information, kind of like CNN and Fox News. But this is just for entertainment stuff. It almost seems like even less trustworthy. And but E posting about it, like, Kim has such a good relationship with E that they're a little more trustworthy when it comes to Kim and Kanye news, but still doesn't mean you should trust them. So them saying that they're not back together doesn't mean anything either. So basically, none of us know anything. But again, we're a show that focuses on music and Kanye's art. And if we're focusing on that, and I look at the way Kanye's talking about the situation, and I'm reading his energy and where he seems to be heading, it doesn't seem like they're back together. And I guess there's no real way to tell. But maybe the most important is it doesn't necessarily matter if they're back together, because I think Kanye's just concentrating on being true to himself, carrying down his teachings forward and being a good father. And that's all that really matters. That Kanye gets to a good place no matter who he is or isn't with. So that's all there is on that. I thought maybe I'd update you guys because you don't read tabloids like I don't read tabloids. But I was just perusing around some news on Google today and came across all this and found it interesting and thought I'd talk about it. Thanks for watching. If you like this video or if you like our channel, please subscribe and like this video and comment on this news. Like all the people comment on the tabloid websites and pitch their own crazy theories because they all follow this shit. And please listen to our podcast, Watching the Throne. We go through a different kind of song each episode, and if Donda actually drops this weekend, next week we are going to get started right away going through each song. It's going to be a long, grueling process if it's like 20 plus songs, so we hope you're there to support us the whole way. Okay, stay wavy.